Because now I ain't gonna lie to you, bro, and it's so crazy. Oh my goodness! So you already know I've been reading, not reading, watching Steins Gate, but I finished Steins Gate Zero and Steins
Oh, you
Gate. I don't
finished
even. So
Zero. All
yeah, I finished it
right.
all.
Now
Yeah, yeah, I finished
I
it.
haven't watched Zero in a minute. But I know mostly like kind of how it went down. But shit. All
So
right.
don't spoil you. So hold on. Yeah, so
No,
you
no, no.
saying
Go
don't
ahead. Go
don't.
ahead. Go crazy. Go crazy. Cause I've seen it before, so it's not like I haven't seen it. I know
Gotcha.
I don't remember it totally like that. You know what I mean? It's been a couple of years since I watched it, but yeah, go ahead. Go crazy.
Well,
But
what I wanted, because when I brought it up, I remember you said it. That's your favorite
yeah,
anime of all time.
Steins Gate
I
my
hear you.
favorite.
And
And I said Zero was good. I said it's not as good as regular Steins Gate, but it's solid. You feel me? It's pretty good. Not as good as Steins Gate was for sure.
the original,
Yeah, for sure.
but
How do you
not
feel
just
about it
you.
as far as like comparing it to the original or comparing it to
Um,
season one or original, however you want to look at it?
I, I'm gonna answer that. Right after I was saying that to say, not just you. I've heard that from multiple people that it's a
Mm-hmm.
very good anime. And it came out in 2011, the original one.
Yeah.
I've seen these characters throughout that whole time, and this whole time I never knew how good
Yeah.
that story was or experienced it.
So
That's what I want to say.
I'm
I
I'm a
like it's like seeing I've
you
seen
just
so
see those
much of that, and
characters and people talk
and I
about it
walk
and you
right through it.
just
And it's just like,
yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to
I
it.
mean,
I'm
that's
gonna
how it
get to
was
it.
with Attack on Titan for years. You know, feel me? For like 8 years, that's how it was with Attack on Titan. Like, I know these characters. I know Aaron's gonna be a Titan. Like, I mean, some shit you just can't not know. You feel me? So it's like I know Aaron gonna be a Titan and whatever. But it's like I've never watched this show, but I've heard how good it is. So it's like I feel you with that. Where it's like you just see it. You're like, all right, let me. Now I'm actually watching it. Now it's like, oh shit, I'm actually watching this shit that I've seen around for so long.
I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna say it. Well, yeah, because I've been thinking, and I guess my number one is Hunter x Hunter, just because that's more of a nostalgia and a good story
Yeah,
and coming together. But my number one spot don't really matter because in that case, because no matter how good something is, like I'm always gonna. It's like you give me, that's just the first time. So the first the first high, the first the first, it's just the first. The first
mm-hmm.
always gonna be special kind of vibe. But Steins Gate, I can officially say I can say it is number two, and that's no diss to nobody else. It's a just as a
Yeah,
whole story.
that's
Oh
crazy to
my!
hear. I'm
So,
yo,
so
that's
I'm a,
crazy to hear, bruh.
and I seen it once.
All right, David,
Mhm.
I just disconnected and came back,
Oh, okay,
and I feel
okay.
like it's
We
working
did.
now. Yeah,
Okay, but nah. Steins Gate is fire, bro. It's fire. It's fire. It's fire. The story, the characters. I was seeing, a popular complaint is the first couple episodes is slow.
yeah.
Wrong. It's actually the story would be trash if they
If it
nope.
didn't build that up,
Yeah, take your time.
if you did not have that beginning to build that up,
Yes, it's right. That's so I can't even agree with that. Nope. Y'all are wrong. It
yeah.
needed all of it, whatever you want to call it, slow. Whatever
Cause
it
bruh,
needed all that for it to hit the way it
when
hit.
I
Oh my
started
god.
it, bruh, like I'm gonna just all right. I'm gonna just run through it through my notes. I took notes of like chronologically, like as shit was happening, like just so it could be fresh in my brain. So like you get to the bit, like it is so much like I don't want to say like foreshadowing, but a lot of like shit that happened that we kind of just was like, oh okay, that's weird, and then it kind of come back full circle, like oh shit, like all right, that makes sense. Like, but in the beginning, like you see, obviously they get to the you get to
Episode one is crazy.
episode one. He go to the little convention, the little machine appear on the roof, and you're like, all right, whatever, like, and then Curacao, you see her dead. And we're like, all right, whatever. And he sent like a little text, like, yo, I just saw like someone get murdered. Like, this shit's crazy. And that was like the first D-mail that was sent without him even knowing that it was the first D-mail. And all of a sudden, he's like in a world, no one's around. He's like, what the fuck's going on? Then he, comes back too. And it's like, he find out that, they tell him, yo, you didn't even go to the conference. Like, it was canceled. He's like, what do you mean? Like, I was there. Like, I was there. What are you talking about? Nah, you didn't go there. Like, the satellite crashed into the building and it was canceled. He's like, nah. He's like, I texted you that, such and such died. He was like, nah, no, you didn't. That never happened. He think he going crazy. He like, yo, I'm losing my fucking mind. Like,
and which I don't. I think if you listen real close, you hear a man scream.
yes.
It's so much.
Yeah.
It's so much.
Because you hear the man scream. That's what made him like go and investigate it in the first place.
Right.
And then, I mean, I could just do that part right there and then flash forward to the end where it's like, nigga, that's him screaming.
Bruh.
You feel me? Like, that's
so
him
much,
screaming.
Bruh.
Like, it's crazy. So, yeah, just the whole, like, premise of it is just crazy. Like, it keeps going. Like, first it's just like minor things. He's changing minor stuff. Like, all right, he's like, Kurosawa's back alive. He's like, what the hell? How are you alive? He's touching her like, no, I seen you die. Like, she's like, yo, you crazy. Like, what we talking about? Like, you see me dead. And he's just like, he's just losing it. He's like, nah, something going on. So then she, they kind of bring her into the fold. Everybody is kind of like not really knowing what's going on. Like, I think the first time when they realized, like, oh, we doing something is when right before Kurosawa came to the lab and they, nuked that banana one more time, and then it went back onto the bundle, but it was like, it was still like a green goop, but it like,
green jello.
Yeah, but it actually went back onto the banana. They're like, oh shit, like we're really doing some shit here. So I don't know. It was just, obviously the little things that was happening was like, and it wasn't really big deal. And I think it didn't become a big deal until, damn, why can't I remember her name? It's gonna bug me. Mayuri.
Mayuri.
When Mayuri died, and that's when he was like, oh, like we fucked up. Like, did you think that Shining Finger was gonna be like part of the organization or part of working for CERN, like gonna come in and bust through the door? Like, when she busted that door, like, I mean, we knew she was crazy because she was weird. She was really weird, but we didn't think she was gonna be like nutso. But like the fact that she was looking for the IBM and then he found the IBM and she was,
I don't like her, but yeah.
She was crazy.
I don't like how, well, I guess that's the nature of the story. So it worked out. But as I was watching it, I'm like, this man is just being awfully friendly with the time machine, man. You know what I'm saying? I would have been like, listen,
he let way too many people in on this.
He was being friendly, yeah.
He was
like,
letting way too many people in on this.
Yeah, he let the whole hood. He had the whole block in there. People, you know what I'm saying, changing genders. People doing all types of stuff.
He's like, yeah,
I want my dad to be alive,
bro. Like, everything was changing, bruh. It just showed like little things could just change the whole trajectory of everything. Like, she just said, yo, I wish my dad was alive, or stopped him from getting back on that plane. Now you done changed the whole landscape of Japan. Like, ain't no maid cafes, ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Like, you changed the whole, like, the way Japan went for the last, like, 10 years. Like, you changed all of that just with one text saying, I hope, making your dad be back alive. Like, you didn't think something. And then everything was just like the IBM not being there no more. And like, basically that happened because, her dad was back alive. Because making her dad be back alive, she ended up being kidnapped or whatever. So he traded the IBM for money to pay the kidnappers to give her back. Like, oh, now the IBM gone. Now you can't even get back in the CERN. And like, it was just crazy. And just seeing like him try to stop Mayuri from dying over and over, like her death being like a fixed point. It's like, no, she gonna die. Like, that's just what's supposed to happen.
You're right. In this timeline,
like, so, like, I think my only, which ain't even a complaint, the only like slow part to me was like those maybe 2 or 3 episodes where he was kind of like just redoing all the emails that he had sent to kind of get back to that first time point. That was the only slow point. When I was watching that back through, I was like, okay, I can see how this is like a little slow moment, but it was cool because it turned right back up afterwards. Like, after him having to go back to he was like, oh, when he realized, I think that was the point when he realized, oh shit, to make everything go back to normal, like, Kurosawa has to die. Like, that's when it dawned on him. He was like, damn. Like, I thought I could just go right back to this point, but it's like, no, in order for everything to go back to normal, like, and Mayuri not to die, she has to die.
Actually, well, not even actually. What I think is so dope about that specific part you just said is everybody knew that because we that's the first episode. It just so much has happened, you forget. At least I did. Maybe it was people who seen it was like, yeah, I remember the first timeline, and yeah, you do have to, like, they was thinking the whole time. I was not thinking that we at this point 20 episodes. We deep.
Yeah,
in the story.
I think me having seen it once or a couple times before, I knew, but I could see how on the first time watching it through, you forget like that she died first of all, and second of all, like
episode 1, that was a long time ago.
The first D-mail was her basically rewriting her death. Like, that was the first D-mail you sent. So I think, yeah, a lot of people probably did forget, like, oh shit, like she got to die.
She been there the whole time, actually damn near, because they was even like you said, it was only bananas at first.
Yeah,
it wasn't even demon, it was just bananas, and so she was there from the jump. And as far as we, from the viewers watching that, and like, oh, at least me, I forgot, so it hit him. Oh my, he right, yeah, remember the episode? Because you know what I'm saying, so much has happened, and that one part, oh my, I like that part. I'm gonna tell you, my favorite part. It's 2 parts. That's my favorite part, but it connect to zero. But I'm gonna let you finish. You got any? What's your favorite part?
I think my favorite part when I watched it was, I think it was when he went to. It's kind of like maybe a two episode type of situation where when he went to Shiny Finger's house to try to stop her from killing herself, to like redo the D-mail that she sent, and then he found out that the D-mail that she said that she had sent, she really didn't send. I think she said the D-mail she wanted to send was to tell her to get a new phone, or tell her not to get the new phone, or something, whatever it was, right? But the real D-mail she sent was about, I think, was it about the IBM or some shit? So that was crazy, because like after dealing with her getting the phone, boom, 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 like she was going fucking crazy, beating on that door, like, give it back, give it back. Like, and then he finally sent the D-mail, and then all of a sudden like a calm, and then she hit the door again, like, give it back. He was like, oh shit, nothing changed. Like, what the fuck? Like, that was not the D-mail that she sent. So like, and then him like having to get through to her, like, yo, FB does not care about you. You see, she thinking this is she. Like, she left you. Like, she don't care about you. She left you here all alone. Like, he's like, in 3 days you're gonna kill yourself. Like, that's how fucking much like that she fucked you over. Like, you gonna kill yourself. Like, that's how. And then all of a sudden she was like, then she told her what the real D-mail was, and then just that leading to finding out that fucking Mr. Braun downstairs was FB. I didn't see that coming. Like, I didn't see that coming.
Hold on. You skipped a part. Didn't I think at that point, right then and there, didn't she just give him keys to, like, tell him where the IBM was? She was like,
she said it was in that locker. So he stayed at that locker for like a day or two to find out, and then he followed it there. Boom. Said it went, got on a plane, and then but he staked out the building that it went to in the first place. And what happened? I think he came outside, and he was like, "Oh shit! Like, that's Mr. Braun."
Yeah.
So then he,
right, like, whole crazy reveal.
Yeah, he went in there. He was like, "Nah, let's not do this here. Let's go over here." Then Mr. Braun went crazy. He shot Shining Finger. Was like, "Nah, fuck her. Like, she served her purpose. She useless to me now." And then he shot himself. I was like, "Yo, this shit is crazy." Like, bruh, the whole show, like, bruh, basically, while I'm watching this show, the first thing, like, I say maybe 10 or 11 episodes in, I was like, yeah, it's still my favorite show. I said it's still, like, I'm watching it, I'm watching it, one, to, refresh myself so I can go through it with you, and two, seeing how it holds up, because I hadn't watched it in maybe 6 years, 7 years. Like, it's been a long time since I've seen Steins Gate. So I'm watching it also to see, like, with all the anime I've seen, obviously,
Holds up
since then.
perfectly.
How does it hold up for me? And boy, did it hold up. That shit,
Perfectly.
that show
I,
it's perfect, bro. Like, it's
I'm watching
so
it 13
good.
years later, and it's perfect. It's
That
still
show
getting
is
on
so
90,
good.
95% of a lot of this new stuff. My particular favorite or
Yeah,
favorite
your favorite
scene
moment.
is multiple because it's so like yeah, we just picking. I just asked for his favorite. This is my favorite, but there's multiple. I could give you the top 20, but the one my favorite is I think it's the 22, 23. It's the end of the show, very end of the show. He hit the he and the romance too. She
Yeah.
kind of confessed her love to him, and he hit the button, and he come back, and he like it's done. Like we did it. You know what I'm saying? At that point, we feel like it's over with. We did it, and
Mm-hmm.
he give a speech. Now, normally in any other anime, I don't like these characters. They weird. They just doing too much. It don't serve a purpose. I don't like them because as you watch the whole story, you can see how he is. He just screaming out horn, Quima, just
I'm
doing too
Hoen
much.
Quima.
I don't like these. I don't like
Yeah.
these characters. They doing too much. When he give the speech, obviously to his friends, they just like yeah, whatever, normal Okabe shit. But
Yeah.
to us who's been with him, no, he ain't capping. He really did beat. He went through some. You
He
feel me?
said,
It
I
hit.
defeated the organization. Like,
Yeah,
I am Hoen Kima. Like, I
yeah.
am him for
It
real.
hits. That is my favorite scene
Yes.
to me because I felt it all. The stitch was gone. Oh my god, it was just like yeah, I'm him
Yeah,
right
'cause I
now.
think he felt it all. Like, damn, like I had to basically just give up who I feel like is the love of my life. Like, I had to basically condemn her to death. Like, I had to basically just make her die. Like, it's either basically, I feel like when he sent that first D-mail, he basically traded one life for the other. Like, either Kuroso had to die or Mayuri has to die. So it's either like you stay with the love of your life knowing that your childhood friend is going to die, or you save your childhood friend by basically making sure that the love of your life dies. Like, that's a fucking tough decision to make.
I don't know if you can. You'll remember it, but that's my part one, kinda, and part two is for me, and this is in Steins Gate Zero. So this is me now. You get me? This is me involving all the timelines,
Yeah.
everything combined. This is my second favorite part. So since Steins Gate Zero, it's the return of Horn Kima.
Mm-hmm.
That hit to me because they
When
gave you
because
20
during
episodes of no
yeah,
Horn
because during
Kima.
the
Like
first part, he was trying to be normal. He was trying his best to be normal. I'm gonna go to school. Like, I'm gonna just try to be this
yeah,
normal ass dude. Like,
and people didn't like that, but I
yeah.
like it
They was like,
just
Okabe's not
because.
being himself. Like, he was just trying to be normal. He's like, you know what? Let me throw all that mad scientist shit to the side. Because we're on a timeline where, I guess the timeline that he let Kuroso die. Like, he didn't go back and ended up saving her. So, like, she's dead, right? So he's like in the timeline where she died. So he's like, bro, I did all of that shit. I just need to be normal. Like, forget all that mad scientist shit. Like, let me just be a normal dude. Let me go to school, maybe get a good job. Like, let me just be normal.
I kind of see people mean. I mean, and we kind of both agree because we both agree that Zero is just not. It's
Yeah.
not better than the first one. But some people just don't like how it felt. But I actually appreciate how it felt because it hit even harder when he came back to me, and I didn't see it coming. And you feel me? He. First of all, oh my god! All right. First of all, bruh. He had to time leap 3,000 times.
Bruh.
Three.
He
And
was
then,
going.
to me, that's why Hohen Cumin hits because no, you do.
Because most people, it would have broke.
Go insane.
It would have broke most people.
Right. So when he start talking crazy, to me, that's why I fuck with Zero. It hits because it makes sense. Because we experience it when obviously people just around, and his friend said it, he gonna come back when we need him. Home Kim gonna pull up when we need him. Trust me. Right on time. It's a show about time. That's even fire. He gonna be here right on time, and technically, any time is the right time, which is the right time. And that's when he came back. But he punched. Oh my, bro, it was just perfect. It was just perfect. That just those two scenes, the Ho and Kuma at the end of the first one. Just appreciating the victory, and then Zero
and his
when he
return.
came back from 3,000. Oh my God, that's a lot. Like
3,000 leaps.
he said, I can only do 2 weeks at a time. That's better than Kirsten. We only had 48 hours, and I'm like, he got a
He
point.
got a
We
point.
are moving. It was just, oh my, bruh. The overall everything is fire. I wouldn't change me personally. I wouldn't change nothing. I don't have ain't nothing, no
Mm-hmm.
stone left unturned. It was perfect. It came from a graphic novel. That's fire to me. It's fire. More people need to watch it. It need to be brought up again.
It
I
is
need people.
amazing. Like,
I'm gonna
yeah,
keep it on my list. It's gonna be hard.
I
to
was
move
so
back.
happy that when I watched it and I was like, yeah, it holds up. I was like, yeah, this is my favorite anime. I was like, this is it. Cause I was hoping that it was gonna hold up. I was hoping I didn't get through the end and be like, I gotta move it down the list. You know, it didn't hit as hard as it. Nah, bruh, I was watching this shit like it was the first time I ever watched it. Like real talk. Like I woke up. I watched like maybe like 5 episodes that Sunday night. I woke up that Monday, and I was just, bro, I was going crazy. Like I'm watching it on the TV. I went to take a shower, had that bitch on the iPad while I was in the shower. Like, bro, that shit was just, I was like, I gotta keep going. Like, at first I wanted to finish it before we had got on the pod. So I was like, I gotta keep watching, and it was just so good. Like, it just did not stop. Like, everything about it. Like,
Did you watch the dub or the sub?
I did it in dub because that was the first. That's how I watched it before. So I did watch it in dub.
Good?
The dub is really good, actually. You watch sub?
All right.
I'm about to go through the sub. Then
the
I want to see what the sub is like. Was the sub good?
Yeah, I love it.
I'm gonna have to see what the sub is about.
It ain't. Yeah, I'm about to have to check the dub out just because so I can recommend even more people. I ain't heard nothing about either or, so I just picked sub just to be safe. But
and I'm gonna have to run through Zero too.
Day, so.
I'm gonna have to run through Zero because just after I finish that, I gotta see how Zero hitting for me right now. Cause when I first watched it, I really enjoyed it. I was like, okay, I don't like it as much as I like Steins Gate, the original, but I still liked it a lot though. And I was like, okay, like for what it was and what it did, like just it. Like I appreciate it being like because it's a time anime, so they didn't really have to like retcon anything. It was just like, hey, we're on a world line where we didn't save Curacao. You feel me? So it wasn't like we had to. It wasn't like, oh, we're gonna just pretend like the ending of Steins Gate didn't exist. It's like, no, we're just on a world line where we didn't save her. And I was like, all right, makes sense. You feel me?
and it's all technically. It's kind of all. Zero can be considered one timeline because when at the end of the first one, when he failed to save her, and he get a phone call from himself, that's who we followed in Zero.
Yeah, cause that's the world line where he didn't save her. Yeah,
right.
Yep.
Right. He's like, listen, man, I already know it's rough.
He said it's gonna fuck my life up. He's like seeing her die and not me, because they went that first time and they only had 2 times to go back, and that first time he failed. And that was the one.
Supposed to, which is crazy.
That was the one he failed. He was like, that was supposed to happen. So now you know what you need to do. Like you needed to see exactly how it was going to happen and exactly how you was going to fail for you to be able to go back this time and get that shit done. That was crazy. Yeah, that was something in itself. It's like, no, you needed to fail. You needed to know how this felt. You needed to know this pain, how this felt. Everything about this moment, you needed it. Because remember, he was fucked up. He was like, nah, I'm not going back. I'm not doing it. He was like, hey, I got a message. And this message was only supposed to be played for you after you failed that first time. I was like, damn, like you knew I was going to fail. That's fucked up. It's like, you knew I was going to fail.
That's why I like Zero, though, because they took that and said, and just told his story.
Yeah, because remember he said the future him was like, yo, what happened that day, me failing, that fucked me up. He said that fucked me up for like to this point right now. He's like, I never got over it. Like that really that messed me up. Like I could not get over that trauma. So that's Zero. That's him not getting over that trauma. Like him being normal, quote unquote. You feel me? Like that's him not being able to get over that trauma and just being like, yo, like what is life? You feel me? Like what is life?
2 weeks at it. It's just, bro. Zero was good. The first one was good. I'm now next time I watch it, I kind of did it in order, but I'm actually probably shit after I might watch the last 2 episodes again just so it's. So I kind of did it the canon way, but I watched the first season completely through, but I kind of erased the last 2 episodes in my head because they say you watch that, then you watch Zero, then you
Yeah.
come back and finish the last
That's
2 episodes of
him
season
in the
1.
future
'Cause
telling him himself
it,
to go back and do it. Like,
it's one
I can
big
see
ass
that.
story, and it's like,
I can
oh
see
my
that.
god.
You know what? It's
'Cause
funny.
then he end up,
I never really put it together until like this watch through. I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah. I wanted to watch it that way, but it's good, bro. The story, I like it. First of all, time travel, suspense, thriller, romance. Like I'm like, why is it hitting all
It
these
check a
notes
lot
and
of
it hitting them
boxes,
well?
bruh. And that's what made me get into it because I'm a big time traveler fan. Like I love Shaka Polly. I don't know if I like messing with it, but I got Doctor Who. Like I love Doctor Who. Like I love just shit with time travel. So I don't know how I found it. I don't know if I just typed in like, what's a time travel anime? Like, or it just popped up on my radar and it was like, oh, this is about time travel? Like, oh yeah, let me get in on this. Cause I got it early. Like it came out in what, 2011 or 12? And I know I had to watch that at least in like, shit, I probably watched it in like 12 or 13. Like I watched it way back. So like something about it like got me and I was like, oh yeah, let me check this out. And shit, ever since then, I've always said that's my favorite anime.
Not all time travel is the same. That's really what hit me because to me, it's up there. It might be my favorite time travel because there's so many different types of time travel. And I liked how they did. It just felt so real within that world, and it made sense.
I liked
It
how
didn't.
even in that world, I feel like it was just different levels. It was like, okay, the D-mails was just like sending messages to the past, so like shit never happened, or you could change stuff, but you weren't there physically. And then I felt like when she created the I forgot what they called it. Yeah, when he was able to actually put his consciousness back into the past and like actually do shit differently, like consciously, like that was crazy. Because at first it was like most of the show, I say at least the first 13 episodes, first 12 episodes was just about like sending messages into the past. And then as soon as they got on to the, Makase creating the time leap, first of all, that scene was cold too. I don't know. I ain't gonna change my what I picked, but that scene where, everything kind of stood still, like basically time stopped, like the sand stopped moving in the hourglass. My Yuri's watch stopped. She's like, wait, I just wound you. Like all of a sudden you just hear and then, well, first of all, you see Homegirl, which we knew she was kind of peculiar and suspicious anyway. Suzuha, Daru's daughter from the future. Like we knew that she was kind of suspicious, but I don't know. Did you know that she was going to be a time traveler, or you just knew that she knew? Well, obviously we knew that she knew some shit was going on, but did you think she was going to be an actual time traveler from the future?
No, and the way they handled it was perfect.
Yeah,
nah.
Because even when she came back in, fucking jujutsu, like knocked the motherfuckers out, but like you still didn't really know anything at that point. Like you still didn't know, like, oh, she's a time traveler. You just knew, like, damn, like what's up with her? She knows something. And then she come in and you see she got these, all these fighting moves, and but you still, like, for a few episodes, you still don't know. Which was, I ain't gonna say it bothered me, but that was funny because she left when she knew some shit was about to pop off. Like, and she left. She's like, hey, I gotta go. So she left, but then she came back and like, took out those henchmen. But like for the next few episodes, like he was asking a lot of questions of a lot of people, but he never went back to Suzuha. Was like, yo, you know some shit. Like I should have been one of the first people I questioned. Like, hold on, you came back and you came back in with the jujitsu. Like, what's up with you? Like something going on with you.
John Tyler, yeah, and it ties in so perfect, man. And you're right. That's another good scene too, because that's when I didn't know, because you don't up until that point. Hopefully nobody told you, but you don't know how real it's gonna get. Yeah. So I like how I'm like, oh shit,
how it flipped that switch. Like because first everything else was kind of calm up until the point where Mayuri died. You're like, oh, this shit got serious. You feel me? And I like the scene where Suzuha finally went. Daru fixed the time machine. She went back to the past. But whatever was wrong with it, she didn't keep her memories and she forgot. And then she finally figured out, what she had went back to the past for, like late. It was too late. She fucked up. She didn't get to tell the people to stash away the IBM machine. And she ended up basically she ended up killing herself. Because remember, Mr. Braun downstairs was like, "Yo,
Yeah.
this was from such and such and whatever." He gave her the note, and the note was just like, "Oh, I forgot what the note said. But I know she trailed off was like, I messed up, or whatever she was saying over and over again. Like she was salty. Like I just remembered why I went back to the past, but it was too late because it was like the year 2000, 2001 or something. Because it was supposed to be like 10 years prior, and she ended up killing herself. Like she was so fucked up over that. She ended up killing herself. Like that was crazy. I said, damn.
It's for
that show is real,
bro.
bro. It's real on so many levels. It's real on so many levels.
I'm not upset that I ain't know that because it's still hitting the fact that I'm just now watching it. And it's still hitting. It's just really overall good story. I'm gonna always bring it up when people start to just on my list. It's up there. It holds
it's
weight.
high. It's high, and I'm just so glad that it held. I'm really glad that you liked it, and I'm so glad that you put it that high on your list, and I'm glad that it held up for me.
Technically, it might be my 1-2 just because Yu Hakusho more of a nostalgia. So regardless of Yu Hakusho, it's just gonna be there.
Yu Hakusho up there, yeah. But Yu Hakusho hold up though, because it's a lot of shows too that I'll admit, that hold a nostalgia purpose. But I'll go back and watch it. I'll be like, okay, I can acknowledge like Inuyasha. Inuyasha will not be in my top 10, and that's fine because I fucking love Inuyasha, but it's not in my top 10. But Yu Yu Hakusho, that shit hold up. That shit holds up too. That holds up. That's different. That holds up.
But yeah, it's just the first thing that really hit me like this. But Steins Gate. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't really consider you have technically that's just it's just gonna be it's number one. It's always number one. So technically Steins Gate could be my number one. But I'd have to sit. I'm gonna have to sit down and really think about it because story wise to me it's up there with like it's real good and it's good because it's early. Like I'm realizing in 2011, what the fuck was out? What was it competing with? The new Hunter x Hunter.
Not much.
Well, not even technically, not really, because that's a shonen. So this genre is already out of genre. If I'm being honest, in 2011, what's out? I'm trying. Hunter x Hunter. Maybe is Naruto still going on? Maybe. Like what the fuck is popping in 2011 anime wise? Like you feel me? Like that's goated. And Attack on Titan didn't exist. None of that. You feel me? None of all this.
And the fact that I feel like it's still so slept on. Like I feel like a lot of people got Steins Gate on that list of like top animes, bruh. And it's crazy to me. It's crazy how underground it is.
Zero came out kind of recent though. I do at least 18. So
yeah,
I like how
I was already like a solid fan when Zero had came out, and I remember hearing like, "Oh shit, it's the second season of Steins Gate coming!" Like, because it was already high on my list back then. So I was like, "Oh shit, it's the second season coming. I gotta hop on this."
I might check out some of the OVAs, and I might check out the movie. Actually, no, I feel like
I never watched the movie, which is something that I would watch now. The OVA was cool. I feel like I forgot how many OVAs it was, but I remember it was one where I felt like the crew went to go visit Curacao in America or some shit. I can't really remember. I can't really remember, but it was like, it was whatever. You feel me?
Yeah,
it was whatever.
I probably leave the OVAs alone, but I'm gonna check out the movie just because, even though I know they say it's not really connected to nothing or it don't really fit in the canon. But I'll just
I've never seen the movie, so I might have to. I'm with you on that. I'm gonna have to check that out because I remember, back then I was just only watching dub, so I kept waiting for the dub, and even to this day, I don't know if that movie was ever dubbed or not. I can't remember.
Oh, you're right.
I kept waiting on it because like. Obviously, it was my favorite anime, so I kept waiting for years. I'm just like, yo, are they ever gonna dub this movie? Is it ever gonna come out in the West? Like I was, so I have no idea to this day if they ever even finally dubbed that movie or not. So,
I was just leaning back. I'm hoping my voice sound loud, but
it's loud to me in the headphones. I'm hoping it pick up.
It legit is my interchangeable. You feel me? Like it's fire, bro. It's a masterpiece. I can say it because it holds up. So it ain't like no, it's gonna hit whenever, and and the best part about it, they didn't need crazy they didn't need to make a crazy anime because it's not a shonen or nothing like that.
Like it didn't.
So it's
it
always
wasn't no boxing. It wasn't no. It's completely story driven.
Graphic wise, yeah. So it looks good. It's not like this look outdated. It look. I ain't gonna say it look dated in the sense that you can tell it's not right now, but it's still it holds up
for sure.
Holds up.
I'm really glad you liked it, man.
Yeah. I liked it, and this one, and this is what I'm. This is somebody used this to describe it, and I like the way they described it, and it's this also would fall in the shoes of Oshimi, in the sense that these stories stick with you, as in after you watch it, you still feel it. That's really what it was. So
Yeah,
I watched it and was like, damn, this is fire. 3 days later, I'm still sitting there like, nah, nigga, that shit is fire. Like, no,
like
no, 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 you don't. Like,
it
I'm
made you
still.
feel shit. Like if a show could make me actually like feel some shit, I'm like, yo, because I'm pretty sure the first time I watched it, I was emotional. I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. Like, but now knowing that I know what was gonna happen, you feel me? I'm like, all right, cool. But like the first time around, I was like, yo, like
Bruh.
this shit is deep. Like just that shit was it was
Yeah.
deep. It was deep. It was deep.
Yeah, and that's how I know Shuzo goaded, because after you know, a couple days after you done put that manga down, shit, a week or two after you put that down, you still thinking about
It's
like,
in your
but
head.
but he give you the icky feeling, which we gonna talk about that one day, but he give you the icky feeling, which I don't know why I like that, because I noticed that everybody don't like that. Steins Gate didn't give me the icky feeling; it just gave me more of a
Mhm.
a
Yeah.
sad, but a still feel good at the same time, all at once, which I like. But nah, Shuzo make you feel icky, which is weird. He make you feel like ew, but it's like I don't know why I like that feeling. It's so weird. Yeah. I don't know. Some I might be off. That's what I'm saying. Only
He said,
weirdos read.
it might be me.
Well, yeah, when you read him, you could tell like, oh yeah, he's the weirdo. I'm a weirdo for reading it. We all weirdos because he told that line well. But
Yeah.
I ain't gonna. We gonna yeah come back to Shuzo because that. Oh my God, yeah,
I know.
that's
I need to pop open his Flowers to Evil. I need to pop
Flowers,
this
yeah,
open.
all his work, yeah, he do a good job at making you uncomfortable. But nah, I love Steins Gate, bro. I just I start searching, and you're right, it's underrated because I start looking for kind of like content around it and on it, and it
Yeah.
ain't even that much out there. Even though somebody recently just dropped something, like today, it's like a 4 hour video. They break it out every episode, and I'm like, I be at my my shift is 12 hours, so 4 hours, 3 4 hours don't
It's like
scare
fuck
me.
it.
Hit
Let's
play,
go. Yeah.
right? By the time it ends, I still got hell hours left type
Right.
shit. So I might end up checking that out. But yeah, no, I love it. I love it. It's up there, bro. It really is. I'm gonna tell people to watch it, and it just my only thing is the people who, which I hate to say, because it's a joke, or somebody made a joke saying who don't people who don't get Steins Gate are just kind of slow, like y'all too slow, which
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
if you're not paying attention to the story, then it might not
You
hit. But if
will
you
miss
paying
some shit.
attention,
That's why I'm
it
like,
is
yeah, I
mastered.
don't like if you just like, and no offense to nobody, obviously, but it's like if you just kind of about the action and well, okay, me and you, we know who to recommend what to. You feel me? So it's like, if someone's about that action, all right, we know what to recommend. If someone's about that good story, good sinning or something, like, all right, I know what to recommend. So it's like, yeah, you like, I would want to recommend Steins Gate to everybody, but it's like, all right, if you ain't really paying attention, or if you just want shit to like if you want episode 12 and 13 to like happen in episode 2, it's not. You feel me? Like you gotta get into it. You really have to be patient and like notice everything, notice all the subtle changes, all the, you got to get that build up. And if you ain't patient to get that build up, then it ain't for you for sure. And you got to pay attention because you're gonna be lost if you're not paying attention. But you got to get that build up. If you want that climactic episode 12, 13 where shit start getting real, if you want that early on, then it ain't for you.
One more thing. The best part about Steins Gate is even if you don't get it, it's even better the second time through and third time. Like I'm swear to God, it's one of them
It's one of
stories
those
that
where you're gonna pick up
know,
some shit.
yes,
Every time you watch it, you're gonna pick up something.
which is hard to do, but I think that's why time travel is fire, because you can't get away with that. Because I don't really get at this point. I don't get no new stuff when I'm watching Yu Yu Hakusho. I literally seen it so much.
Everything.
I know
Yeah.
there is nothing new. But with Steins Gate, it's because it just connects so much. Like you were saying, oh my
because
God,
even
bro.
me, like I said, this was my maybe third time watching it through, and the first time in some years, and I was picking up some shit that I'm like, oh, damn, like yeah, okay, I didn't get that the first time around, or like, oh, I might have missed that a little bit, like yeah. And now it makes me want to know like how much Mr. Braun knew. Like, did he know what they was doing upstairs? You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't seem like. I feel like he might have put a stop to it, or he would have kind of tried to But I don't know though, because they knew what the lab was, but then they knew what the lab was because it was tapped into CERN's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, did Mr. Braun, how much Braun knew what was going on upstairs? I don't know.
It was just so good, bro.
Yeah, it was crazy that he was just downstairs that whole time. And then like his daughter was there. He was just like, yo, basically he killed himself because he was like, yo, the only way that I can keep my daughter alive is if I just die right here, right now. Because he's like, if I try to go on the run, they're going to kill me and my daughter. He said, I got to just kill myself right here, right now. That's the only way my daughter going to be able to live. I'm in too deep. Like, they're not going to let her live if we try to run and try to defy what's going on. Like, I got to just kill myself. That shit was crazy. Okabe was shook. Because after, what's her name? Was it Maki? No, it's not Maki. It's Moeka, whatever her name was, Shining Finger. When he shot her, he was just like, oh shit. And then he shot himself. He was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, he said, even he was like, yo, I'm in too deep now. Like, damn. Yo, they was in deep.
I'm gonna check the dub out. It's real.
The dub
good.
is solid,